Good day, casters. It is I, Caster Agito. Or just Agito, you know. Don't have to be too formal here. You have to give me a title after all. Shattering Stars. I want to call it Shooting Stars for some reason. Shattering Stars. Is it a good investment? Is it a good idea? Is it actually good value? Now, A-Drive released a video today sort of explaining sort of the back end and why things don't seem to be good value. That is more like to you and what you can afford. It's a card game. Through and through. And to me personally, card games have zero value. It's what you expect the value to be of something. Elestral is a new card game. It's very low to the ground at the moment. It's selling well. Not like big mainstream like top 10 selling card game well, but it's selling enough that it's, you know, Dan's getting more invested. Well, Dan's just super invested anyway, but obviously it shows that he wants to be more and more invested into his card game. He's already announced, like, you know, set 2 is, you know, fully finished. It's getting printed soon, or if not already been started like production already. Set 3 is like back end of like looking to go into production. Set 4 is getting worked on kind of right now. They've got ideas for the other sets as well coming forwards. Shattered Stars from 1 to 6 is essentially completed, like they know what cards they want in there, and then 7 and 8 will just be like light and dark or whatever colours we get. We do actually have, if you ever look at the Elestral symbology, we do actually have the light and the dark there, but we don't know what their names are physically called just yet. Me personally, I'm buying into Shattered Stars not necessarily to buy and then sell. I like the cards themselves. I like the idea of having exclusive alter arts, and I like the idea of having these exclusive foils. It is officially stated that you have. It's officially stated that you have just as much chance of pulling a Marble Zeus as you do having a full art foil Zaptor. We're not told the physical figures of how many packs are being sold, so we never know exactly what the percentage correctly is. But because obviously there's only 99 Stellars and there's only 10 Stellars of the Sonicore, your chances of pulling anything other than those is like 19.9999999999999.2 recurring. So essentially you've got a 20% chance of pulling any of the rarities. There's no short printing. There could be bunching. That's the only other thing that people will be worried about is like, oh, I cracked open 30 packs and I pulled 30 full art Zaptors, which is great. You can trade those out probably. I expect them to be worth some money, to be fair, because full art spirits are going to be quite noticeable, so you know, people are going to want those. But I do think they're going to be quite cherished on the secondary market for those people who physically couldn't get into it. And this is the issue I had last year when trying to get into Elestral. It's Christmas time. I'm a family man, as you can probably still hear one of my children, because it's very late when I'm recording this and he should be in bed just when I go to bed. That, you know, I don't have a lot of income this time of year because it's like Christmas, you know, we're doing the house up, we're getting stuff for the kids, their presents. Obviously Christmas, it costs money to like do all the Christmas stuff. I have a family over, it costs to like feed them and have them here and they've got presents. So, you know, November, December time, you know, the income that I would have spare normally for the rest of the year, well, like, you know, generally per month I probably have like £500 to £600 spare to spend on things I want to spend it on, if not saving or other things. November and Christmas time, it's like, well, I have like maybe 50p to my name because, you know, everything else is going on everyone else for 2 months. So I want Shattered Stars as quickly as possible, so which is January, February. Selling stuff to people between November and January is like the worst marketing thing you can ever do to be a good thing. And I say this as someone who's been invested in different companies. This is someone who's done actual research into customer welfare and well-being. This is someone who actually has some experience in marketing and research, as well as media coverage and advertising. Not to bore with that nonsense, because I get fed up when I hear people constantly nagging on about it on YouTube, and you're going to be bored of me nagging about it on YouTube as well. That being said, I think Dan has technically done the right thing here, and he's basically turned around and said, hey, look, we're going to lock in the orders that everyone's ordered for pre-releases so far, and then we're going to order a bit more than we wanted to originally, because obviously there's a lot of people out there who are like, hey, I really want to get this, but like I have no money, because you've literally said on, what was it, Thursday night or Friday night, oh, hey, we're doing this here, but, you know, you've got to physically pay for it. You can't like put it onto like a Klarna or like PayPal credit or like a paying a free. You're going to have to, because it's a rolling subscription. I think that caught a lot of people off guard. But I do think, especially some of these that are very niche in the card game market. So, for instance, for this one, it's going to be a case of like everyone knows that Thunder's like currently like the big meta deck, and it will still be for a little bit after after the Thunder set comes out, and then we go into Wind, and then we go into Frost, because Frost technically comes out around about the time that we get the Frost set, which is Frost 4 set 2. So these sets are kind of like linking up to each other to be like, hey, look, you're getting all these nice alternate arts of these cards, and these are really good cards, right? Where's the Thunder one? I'll flash away to it. So for those that don't know what we're doing, I'm looking at the screen now. We're getting a chance of these 5 foils. I don't want to do 4, 5. You see the screen? 5 foils. With the chance of 2 different Stellar rares. There's a Stellar Sonic-Core. Sonic-Core is really cool. If you don't play Thunder, you hate Sonic-Core. I understand. He stops counter runes. I understand he's very annoying in the game. And then there's also a secret Stellar foil. Now, I don't know if we're not going to know it until someone pulls one. And like Dan's going to be like, ooh, what could it be? Or if we're going to find out like when they go out. My money currently is going to be full art Zaptor Stellar. Like, I personally think that's what's going to be the Stellar, because it makes sense that it's going to be like, you know, it's a one of a kind. You're never going to see it again. It makes sense to me that we're going to have that, like, the full art's going to be the Stellars, you know. I mean, it could technically be the glass size or whatever, but there we go. But for the foils, we've got a foil Thunderstorm. It looks really, you know, if you watch the video, it flickers, it looks beautiful, it looks fantastic. Zeus actually looks like chiseled. He looks like quite, you know, godly in this form, and I think they've done like a really good job of it, because I'm not a massive fan of how Zeus currently looks in the card game. There's an old picture of Zeus from the prototypes. I don't know if I can show it, so I don't want to show it just in case I get in trouble, because I don't want to get in trouble. Like, this is going to be Elestral channels. I want to have like a good working relationship with the Elestral creators and Dan. I don't want to be like, oh, here's this, and this. It's like, oh, you can't show those things off. Well, damn, I'm in trouble now. Got the full art Vol Tempest here. Like, that looks amazing. If you haven't seen it, go look at the videos. Like, every single shattered glass is actually like its own foil flicker. So like, as it goes, it just flickers continuously. It's like a snowdrop. You know, they all look, like, all the things are just different. It looks amazing. Whatever angle you get it from, it's weird. We do get a full art foil Zaptor, which is why I'm thinking that the Stellar is also like a Stellar foil Raptor. And then we get the Shield of Achilles, which is obviously a very good meta pick right now. I could see Shield being a very good meta pick for a long time, to be fair. But I do think that having a key ruin like this in foil, because you're not going to get in foil or anything else probably, is what it's going to be. And this is where your value is going to be. Foil Zaptors, you know, there's 20% you can pull one of these. There's a good chance these go for like 15 to 20 each in the future. For Tempest, it looks fantastic, but I don't think it's going to have like a crazy amount of value compared to everything else. Maybe a £20, maybe a £30 card, but I think over time it might be a case of like people prefer the other arts, because there's many other alts of Full Tempest out there in terms of like the style of artwork. This could just be the prettiest one, but like, you know, people have their favourites. Zeus, on the other hand, I think this is going to be like a £30 to like £40 card when like it does settle, because the current Zeus I think is like 90 to 100. This is like technically like medium rarity. I think someone's technically found out how many boxes. No, sorry. Someone technically told us how many full art cards have been produced of every single full art card. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say that either. But there's probably going to be more of these in circulation by a little bit than how many full arts are out in the world. Again, if we ever get like proper figures of like how many like he sells of these per month, we can obviously work out what is the case. There's a good chance if it's... No, I don't want to say. But this could be max rarity technically. And we'll find out eventually, but then it's down to preference. Do you prefer the marble statue version, or do you prefer the full art versions? For me, I like the statues. I think they look really nice. And they give off more of like a godly hue. And then you have just the regular alt arts for the set. You know, we've got Zaptor, full art, non-hollow, we've got Toxin, we've got Locavolt, we've got Sparkit, we've got Cackle, we've got Astrabbit. Like, I like all these. I think these are really cool. Again, I've said to people before, if you can't afford to get like packs in, I'm happy to sell like a playset of like these for like 15. So that way, and an includes postage. So that way, at least you can get your alternate art cards. I don't need 30 sets of these. I only need, well, I only need 10 sets of these rather. So I only need like maybe 2 sets, and I can give like sell 8 away, and that way, at least that way, I can say like, hey, look, I'm happy to give out basic card play sets. That way, you guys can actually get hold of them still. But I'm going to hold the fours myself. I don't sell anything. I find selling things like such a pain. But I'll hold on to the fours as long as I can. I'll probably use them for trades like later down the line if I don't want to do like set 7 or set 8 like subscriptions. I can go like, hey, look, I've got like an extra Zeus. I've got like a couple of Thunderstorms. I've got like a full Tempest. I've got like some shields of Achilles. And then people can go like, yeah, it's really cool. And that's something I think not a lot of people think. A lot of people just thinking like, how much can I make from this set? Don't think with your wallet in that sense, but do think in like down the line, like, hey, look, I'm going to buy into the first 6 months. I'm going to get like 30 packs per month for like 6 months. Now I've got like 100 spare shiny cards that I know people don't have a lot of in the world. And then if people are buying into it, you can go like, hey, look, if you get like a spare whatever, like Boris, I think someone said like the name of the ice god is, hey, trade me for my Zeus or whatever, or vice versa. Or, oh, look, whoever, like Hades, let's say, for instance, is the dark god. Like, do me a favour, I've got like a spare Zeus, I don't have any Hades in like statue form. Would you mind trading a Hades for a Zeus? And then I might go like, yeah, sure, because I didn't get into the game until like set 3 or set 4. And that's really, like, some good trade bait. I don't like using the word trade bait, because in this case it's not, it's just a good trade for trade. I think the idea is good. And Dan has basically said like what the issue is with the postage, and that's the biggest thing a lot of people have turned around and said is like, hey, I'd love to just get like the basic tier, but it's going to cost me like $20 in postage just to get your $15 bundle. And when you're paying $35 for a £15 bundle, it does seem super duper expensive. And I totally agree with that. I do think the costing is like really weird in terms of like value for like postage. If you're a part of the Elestral's Discord, they are asking for questions about this, and there's a few in mind. My biggest one is going to be like, hey, look, if I buy the 33, or the big bundle, 33.99, whatever it is, it's a 33 bundle, which is a 99 packs. There might be a case of like saying, hey, look, if I buy the 33 bundle, could I get free postage? Because I think it's like $50 or something, or like $45 to post it to the UK. But I'm buying more stock off you. Now I understand that obviously the more you buy, the cheaper it is to buy, and I think it's meant to be a case of like, hey, look, we're already giving you like a really good deal on the back end. But I don't think 99 packs of cards is really going to cost you like $350, if you know what I mean. That is essentially free booster boxes, but that's a lot of money in terms of just like, that's basically you buying free booster boxes and go like, I expect to get my returns and my best value out of this. Now that could be the case, because again, it's a limited set. It's essentially as Words has said before. It's essentially as Words has said before. It is essentially a secret layer product, and as much as I like the idea of that, like weeks in advance that secret layer is going to be dropping because they do advertising for it. And that's probably one of the few things that I want to see more from Dan and the team, is things like this that are going to be really big for a limited amount of time, advertise it a week in advance. Or for instance, like when they first did the advertisement for Elestrals, they should have done like a quick advert on the first episode and been like, yo guys, Shatterstars is coming soon. Just to let you know, it's October 28th, whatever it is. This time next week, so you give them 4 weeks, give them 2 weeks, whatever. We're going to be dropping the Elestrals, that first Thunder Pack, Shattered Stars. Flash a few cards and go like, this is what you can pick up from this set, plus many more. If you're interested, keep your money in your wallet. And we're going to be dropping more information in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, they will go live. Advertising little bits like this, I think, would be like going a long way in this card game, because a lot of the things, it just feels like a lot of the things that happen in this card game happen like at the drop of a hat. I don't think it's meant to be that way. I think it's just meant to be like, oh, quick, sharp, edgy, we're doing this thing, like, it's very modern. But card games aren't really a modern thing. They've been going for like Magic the Gathering is the biggest like card game, playable card game, and it's never really, like I said, it's never really a drop of a hat. They've understood over the years, like, you have to advertise things. Like, look at all the other card games. You know, you get like 3-4 weeks of spoilers for Magic the Gathering, so you know what's coming out like in 3 or 4 weeks. Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, you know, we see things coming out for Japan and stuff. Digimon, we see things that are coming out in Japan, and they get their information like a month in advance of the set coming out, or like the deck coming out, so they know what's coming. And I think it's more the fact that Dan doesn't like drop a thing every single day, which is cool. I think it's nice to hold like some things to your chest and like let some things go with the laurels. Like today we saw like one of the new bears. Cool bear, really good idea. But it does just feel kind of like it's always out of left field. Like nothing really seems like it should be as it is. Like, I'm just gonna drop a video, we're gonna tell them to do this, and it's just like, no. I think you should like do the edging in kind of thing where you go like, hey, on Monday, you go like, hey guys, big news coming this week. But again, because you're doing a subscription-based thing, which is obviously something that goes out constantly on a certain date, which I believe is the first of the month, I think you really do need to be like telling people like weeks in advance, like, hey, look, we're going to be dropping information about Shooting Stars on the 1st of November. And let them know like the 1st of October. It's like, if you're interested, you know, keep some money in your pocket, because we're going to tell you about this thing real soon. I think you're going to love it, you're going to enjoy it. We've got some new shiny, got some new foils, got some new textures, it's got some new styles. It's going to be the baddest thing you've ever seen in Elestrals. And like, I don't disagree. I think like, the Elestral things is really cool. Like, I'm getting really into it. I've spent like 600 plus just to like be able to try and play the game. I still haven't got enough cards to really play like the game correctly. Like, I only have like one of each structure deck. I need at least one more to be able to play like a deck perfectly, and then I want to get like another set as well. So technically, I need to buy 3 so me and my partner can play correctly. And that's that. You know, I am looking forward to seeing like down the line that maybe one of these other sets will get like Gorgon's Gaze in one of these. But I do think it's going to be more of a case of, for a while, the Ruin that we get will be like a staple Ruin from the sets for a little bit. But no, I like the idea of Shattered Stars. I'm going to keep calling it Shooting Stars. And I do think that it hits the mark. It hits that like niche little like, I want to wail for this stuff. And it also hits that kind of like, hey, I'm helping out the group. I get to like, you know, be in the eye of the game a bit more, and I get to show that I'm a true fan because I'm keep buying into it. And I think that's something that a lot of people can't always do, which is why I think a lot of people are really, really upset about the postage cost as well. It's like, oh, I'd love to be able to get into it, but you know, for my first pack of cards, even if it's just like the free pack, which is the cheapest tier, plus postage, you know, it's like, I think someone was saying like in Australia, it's like 60 something US dollars, Australian dollars, which US dollars is like 38 or something, like $40, and then for me it's like 30 quid, so it's like not too bad. But when I was ordering my 10 bundle, which is 30 packs plus perks, that was like 130 for the packs, and it was like 30 something postage on top of it, so it was like 140 in the end. It's just like, that's pounds, so it's like $180, $175. Like, it's a lot of money, but you know, I want to be invested. I don't want to be invested in terms of like, oh, I'm going to hold loads of stock and then I'm going to sell it off for like triple money or something like that. No, I want to be invested in the game. I want to be a player. I don't want to say competitive. I want to be a good player. I still need to learn the game. And if you haven't seen it, my video from the other day about playing in the last tournament, and you know, I enjoyed myself. So hopefully we'll see more stuff. Hopefully you'll see some content from me pretending I know how to play the game. But yeah, my thoughts on Shooting Stars. I think it's really good. I think the idea is really good. I think the idea of take like their own version of Secret Lair is good. But the biggest takeaway for me is you've got to advertise more, especially for a small card game like this. Especially since like your biggest creators for your Elestral don't really talk about this outside of being in the group, and that's something that you know you're paying for. You're paying for them to be able to like, hey guys, look, if I give you some product or some money, could you tell everyone how like good the game is or how much you're enjoying it? And besides like Jay and Johnny, like, and to be fair, a little bit from Distant Coder too. I just don't feel like the other guys like it too much. Steve's a bit different. Steve's technically working on the game. He's doing like the back end for the app, so it makes sense. Obviously, like he can't really talk too much about it because it's like, you know, if I'm telling you about the code I'm working on, it doesn't really work too well because, like, you know, you need to keep that a little bit quiet. But like the other 5, it's like, whatever. I know Powder's really like kind of cool into it because he was like part of like the early stages and like he's the prototype guy. But I don't know. It feels like 50% of them just don't seem to be in it for like any real reason other than the fact that HRF went like, just come down, just show your face, try and put a bump into this. And it would have been nice if they'd done a bit more of a spread, to be fair. But I understand why, because you don't really want to get an MTG going there, because I think that the other thing like has happened in the community is like trying to figure out how rollings work. And taking people from different card games and trying to like put them into a room and go like, all right, this should do this. Well, actually, because I'm from this game, it should do this. And because I'm from this game, it should do that. And because I'm from this game, it should resolve here and then do this effect. And it's just, oh God, it's just nightmare. But this is about Shattered Stars, and I think it's worth it if you can afford it. And I do mean if you have the money to throw away. It's going to be a good gotcha. If you can't afford it, don't afford it. It's just shiny cardboard. I know a lot of us out there are like magpies and we like our shiny cards. But if you cannot afford to put money down in this game, do not put money down in this game. There's a free app you can play. I understand that you want to play. And to be fair, we should technically get multiple cards for free. And if that's the case, maybe we can just give you some, cards so the app looks prettier. But that's something I'll probably have to ask Dan. But peace out, casters. Have a great day. Hopefully we'll see you guys later in the week. And mwah, ciao for now.